What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the improvement series Dr. Chess. Today I have a video which is gonna just improve your chess at all. Most of the players play the opening stage. If you don't know, chess is divided into three steps or three stages: opening, middle game, and the end game. Many players play the opening perfectly, but when they come to the middle game they realize, wait a second, I just don't know anything. What should I do? And if that is what happens with you, then you are at the right place. Because in today's video, I'm going to show you some amazing master plans. And using with, if you learn all these master plans, you can just be an expert of the middle game. Let's go to our master plan number one, which is pawn stone. If you don't know, just say. So in this position, white is having these pieces and black is having these pieces. The thing to realize is black and white have done opposite side castling. Black is done on the king side, white is done on the queen side. And this means this is a dead devil game. Because for beginners who don't know, whenever there's opposite side castling, we should try to attack our opponent with the other side. So our king is on the queen side, we should attack our opponent with the king side things. And if we see these pieces which I've highlighted are very strong to attack, and these red ones are gonna just change the game. You wait a second, these red ones are pawns. What are pawns gonna do? The beginning of the stack starts with a pawn. Let me show you. In this position, we can play the move g4, trying to go with our pawns. Let's say opponent plays a random move b5. They are also trying to attack us with our pawns. What now we can do? We can go with our g pawn again. You would wait a second. Our attack is stopped. I mean, black just moves the knight, and there is nothing. There is. Now we go knight to g3 and trying to trade these knights. And if black doesn't trade, this is a problem because now the position is very bad. And if you check with the engine, it's more than +3. It's +3, and we can just take all our pieces and just go on the attack. So you'd be like, okay, then black just takes the knight. Yes. Then what? Then we take the knight, and after any random move, like rook e1, or let's say black also tries to attack us, we can just ignore this threat and go queen to h2 with our own threats, and now black's position is gone. I mean, this is very bad. This is absolutely very bad. And we can just move the knight, and this is a very bad position. This we can just go again with our f pawn, g pawn, and we can just break the position up, and white is just simply winning. Let's see that advantage. It is more than +3, and that is decisive to win a game. So pawn storm is a very helpful technique using which you can completely destroy your opponent, as I shown. Now let's go to second master plan. So our master plan number 2 is about positional sacrifices. What is positional sacrifices? A positional sacrifice is a sacrifice in which most of the times we sacrifice our material to gain some decisive advantage or to gain some really nice counterplay. Here's an example. In this game, white just can go rook takes f6. This is an amazing move. Uh, and you can realize that white is just losing material and black is just up 2 points, because white has lost a rook for a knight, and most of the times rooks are better. Rooks are just better. But in this game, something else happens. After g takes f6, we can go to knight to h5, trying to attack the f6 pawn. Bishop comes, we again apply the pressure, the queen comes to defend, we get our knight, the king steps away, and now we just break the center with the pawn. Here comes the rook. But look at how white is just dominating the position. We have created everything in this position. There's a nice battery. These two knights are just roaring. We can go knight there. These bishops can just become just unbeatably dangerous. These bishops, let's say I just play some random move, and these bishops are on fire. Look at this. This bishop It's just pointing out on the king, and this bishop can also go there, and this is a very bad position. But you may be like, a rook is a rook. I mean, a rook and knight. Rook is more powerful. I don't care. Let's check with the engine. It's more than +3 again. Look at how white is just dominating the position. Sometimes in chess, if you're down material, it doesn't matter. You have a decisive advantage with an amazing counterplay, and white is just winning this game. So, positional sacrifice is a bit advanced level trick. Maybe beginners don't really understand this, but this is a very, very useful trick in the chess. Now, let's go to our master plan number 3. So, our third master plan is about creating a battery. But there are two parts of creating a battery. In this part, I'm going to show you on an open file. If you notice, the E file is just completely open. But wait, before just showing the example, what is to create a battery? To create a battery means to just stack all your long range pieces in a diagonal or in an open file. First, we're looking at the example of an open file. If you are confused, let me show you. So if you see this big square, this big file, the big E file, there is absolutely no long range piece like the queen and the rooks. But we can take the initiative. At this point, the advantage is like +0.9 for white. But after a few moves, you will see what happens. So we can start taking the initiative by rook e1. Let's say black just goes d5. And now we go rook e3. You're like, wait, what are we doing? We're just shuffling with our rook? Just notice what we're doing. And look at this strong battery. Are you noticing this strong battery? Let me show you. This. This is what our long range pieces are. And these are just roaring down on e file. And the most exciting part is, if you see the advantage, it's now almost +2. So in the starting it was +0.9. It's now +2 by just making this strong battery. And this battery is very strong. And if black is like just out of mind, he's just playing some normal moves, black loses on spot. Black just absolutely loses on spot, and white is just a piece up. So creating a battery in chess is a very good technique which you can use. Now let's see to create a battery but on the diagonals. And in the diagonals we will require our bishops and yes, our queen. Now let's see how to create a battery on the diagonals. In this position, white is down a pawn but has some really nice dynamics. You would like, wait a second, white has a battery, right, on e file? No, yes, it's a battery, but it doesn't really mean. This pawn is first of all obstructing the diagonal, the open file, and actually it's not even an open file. There is a battery, but it doesn't really mean because the pawn is obstructing the battery, and even black has some good control of that. The queen is there, so it's not really good. What we can do is try to create a battery on the diagonals using this bishop. So we can first of all sacrifice a pawn, and we can go queen to d3. And if you notice, the bishop and the queen are having a nice battery, ironing up to h7. And if black is like just uncareful, just plays a random move, black loses on spot with bishop takes. You're like, wait, I just take with the queen, right? It's mate. And the most exciting part, that the advantage started from like plus 0.9, it's more than +4. That is absolutely crazy. So creating a battery sometimes on the open file and sometimes on the diagonal is very useful. Now let's go to our fourth. This was just the second part of the third one. Okay, so now let's go to our fourth technique. So guys, our fourth master plan is about rooklet. Many of us consider that rooks are generally good in endgames. It's a powerful piece, but only for endgames. But it's a wrong ideology because we can use rooks in the early middle games. Let me show you. In this position, white can play the move f4. And after after some random moves by black, queen c2, they go rook f3. Queen c7, rook f3, and we are getting the rook in the game. And after a few moves, let's say black plays f3, f6, we can play just a demanding move. Just don't see the engine. You can play some amazing moves like rook h3. ironing up on at 7. And if black just takes the knight, queen takes at 7, and after king to f7, you can go rook to g3, and after rook defends, we can just take the pawn. And this is a completely winning position. It's more than plus 13. We are down a full piece, but we are just winning because of this amazing, excellent rook, because of the rook left. Let's say just black plays some random moves, trying to get the bishop and then just walk the king. Our rook just comes, and the starting position was +2, and the ending position is mate at 9. That is absolutely crazy, and this all happened because of a legendary rook left. It's not really necessary to really sack that knight, but after just moving and this position is just completely destroyed for black, and white is having a decisive advantage. So rook lefts can be a very good technique, a good strategy to win most of the games. Personally, I really like this technique, and if you also like, then hit the like button. Now let's go to our fifth master plan. Okay, now let's see our fifth master technique. In this position, black is a bit better. Why? Just because of these bishops. I mean, these bishops are way more powerful than these bishops of white on c1 and g2. What we can do, we can exchange these bishops. I mean, this bishop is blocked, but we can exchange the g2 bishop with the e6 bishop. Can you find a way to exchange them? Yes, you have this unbelievable move, bishop h3, and indeed this is the best move. Beginners would be like, wait a second, this is just blunder. But now we have this excellent move, queen to h5 check, and after move like g6, you can pick up this bishop, and white is now better. I mean, white has now got some rid of the strong bishop. I mean, black's that bishop was just unbelievably strong, but after this exchange, we have got rid of that strong bishop with our bad bishop, and this is a good position for white. And thus we call it a smart exchange. Let me show you, if we would not have exchanged, this position would become really dangerous. Let's say white just play some random moves, and okay, not the bad, let's say just this. Wait. Here, here, and after this move, black is just in a demanding position. I mean, we can say this bishop is developed, but it is just dumb. This bishop is obstructed by 4 black pawns, and that is very bad. And even this bishop is very strong. And now the queen comes, and this is a very bad position. Black is just gonna launch a big attack, and look at that. It's more than -1. So that's why doing that exchange was very smart for us. And because of that smart exchange, we have got a good position. So smart exchange could be a really good strategy to help you win more games. Now let's go to a sixth master plan technique. Okay, so our sixth master technique is about applying pressure on your opponent's pieces. In this game, white has castled and black is yet to castle. So what we can do, we can play moves like knight to g5, trying to attack the f7 pawn. If black plays something like queen e7, we can just take this pawn and it doesn't really matter. I mean, queen for 2 bishops is just completely losing for black. Thus, black is like literally only move, which is knight at 6, trying to defend the f7 pawn. But now, we have a nice move. Can you find it? It's a queen takes h5. But how could all this be possible? It is because of the move knight at 6. See, when black knight goes on at 6, it's not a good spot for the knight. I mean, this knight has no future prospect, and it's just obstructing everything and even losing this pawn. So black's knight is just misplaced. But black had no option. Why? Because he did stupid things and did not castle. So we take, and let's say black castles to stop the threat, because there are 3 pieces now. But we can play this amazing move, queen to g6, and black has to give this queen, because this is mate. And this mate just cannot be stopped. I mean, this is a very, very bad position. Thus, black just has to give the queen. And you even have this bishop takes, and the position is just dead. Look at this. I mean, this is a very bad position. Thus in this position, black would have to give the queen, and yeah, and I think white is just completely winning. We even have now bishop takes at 6, and this is just completely resignable for black. And why did all this happen? This all happened because of that amazing move, knight to g5. And there's also one thing to realize, that we also get one more another thing from this. We get another lesson from this example, that we should castle as soon as possible, because black did not castle. He just got his queen out, and eventually his queen was gone. Thus, this is how we can apply pressure. We applied pressure on the f pawn, and eventually black failed to defend and lost the queen. So this applying pressure can also be a good strategy, and most of the times many of the players fail for this trick. So now let's go to our seventh master plan trick. So our seventh master plan trick is about maneuvering, about repositioning our knights. So if we see these knights aren't really powerful, we can place these knights on some another squares where they become really attacking. I've generally followed some rules. Rule number one: we should first locate some squares which are protected from by our pieces and are generally on their side. I mean, these knights can go in places if they are in centers or in the territory of black, because this is where these knights are going to be very attacking. So place your knights on the squares which are generally on the center or in the territory of your opponent, and then you have to look for a way they can go. So if we see this knight is not doing much. And what are the squares where these knights can be attackive? According to me, it's just c6 and e6, because these are the places where it's protected by a pawn, and these are the squares where neither the pawn can attack. And these are the squares which is in the territory of black. So after a few moves, let's say knight f4, knight e5, look at the black knight is also doing a nice job. It is also protected by a pawn and is in the center. We protect our bishop. This knight is much more attacking than this, and this is very dangerous. So this is how you can just make your pieces better, and this knight is now very attacking and just like an octopus knight. So now let's go to our eighth and the final master plan technique. So our final and the eighth master plan technique is about again maneuvering, but this time we're gonna see how to improve our bishops. We can see these bishops are just crammed up, and so we should try to place them on a free nice diagonal. So we can play the move like b3, and we can fear and shadow this black bishop, dark square bishop, and now this bishop is way more powerful. It's covering a lot of squares and is really active. But there is one problem. This bishop is nice, but this bishop is just very bad. I mean, this is just a very bad bishop, because these all pawns are on the white squares, and this is also light squared. I mean, a white squared bishop or light squared bishop. So this bishop is a bad bishop. So what we can do, we can try to move these pawns and make this bishop also very effective. So always remember, our own pawns should not obstruct our bishops. Let's say black plays something like b4, then we can go d4. After a few moves, we see that these bishops are now just killer bishops. Neither the dark squared or the light squared bishop, neither of them is bad, and both of them are covering way more squares, and this position is just very much better for white. If you even see the advantage, it's just better for white. And this is a good position, and yeah. So guys, these were the 8 master plan techniques using which you can export the middle game. And I mean, I hope you like the video, and that's all it is. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, be safe, be healthy, and keep watching Dr. Chess and my chess channel, Credible Chess. Bye. And yeah, wait, you can also comment which of these tricks was useful to you. Okay, bye.